Hey guys, my name is Badal and I am here with another interesting video in this video we will discuss how do we measure thermal conductivity of a solid. So what is thermal conductivity? Basically thermal conductivity is an ability of a metal to conduct heat. In the similar way, metals uh, we have seen that metals conduct electricity. Similar to that, metals also conduct heat, and that conductivity is measured in terms of thermal conductivity. So, for a metal, how do we calculate thermal conductivity of a metal? We will discuss complete about that in detail. So let's start our video. So, a scientist named Serial has calculated this thermal conductivity, and in this video also we will discuss basically his principle here. So you can see the image on the screen. Here in this image we have, you know, got a steam on the left side, and we have installed four thermometers, and you can also see a spiral pipe made up of copper in which we are pouring water inside. So here basically there are four substances uh, in this image. First one, we there is just a steam, and there are four thermometers, and there is a metal rod, and the metal rod is coiled with a copper tube in which water is just moving. So, and all the thermometers. So first thermometer at a in the leftmost part of the rod is installed, and similarly the second thermometer T2 is some X distance apart from the first thermometer, and T3 and T4 are the thermometer installed on the portion where the copper tube water is entering and the water is coming out. So this was all about the apparatus installed in this. So let's start our experiment. So um, for the experiment, we just start giving steam in that steam section, and the rod will gradually start heating up from leftmost part to rightmost part. So first the leftmost part will heat, and molecules will transfer heat energy to uh, hold the rod gradually. So before equilibrium, we can see that temperatures of thermometer T1, T2, T3, and T4 just start increasing, and when an equilibrium is reached, the temperature of all the thermometer will become constant. Once the equilibrium is reached, um, then comes our calculative part here. So how we'll calculate? So for calculating, you just need an understanding of two basic formulas for heat and thermodynamics, which you must have studied in your schooler days, or if you are in presently in school, you must have studied it. First one is about thermal current, heat current. So heat current is similar to the electric current. In electric current, electrons move inside the rod, and we say electric current is dq by dt. In similar way, heat current is uh, heat moving inside the rod, and this is measured by, the formula of this is K into the the difference of temperature between two ends of the rod, and divided by uh, the length of the rod. So we write this formula K dt by dx. uh, Heat current, and the another thing you need to understand uh,
is the principle of calorimetry, which is, you know, in which the basic formula is delta Q is equal to ms delta T. where m is the mass of the substance and s is the specific heat of that substance, and delta T is the difference between temperature. Okay, in this experiment, uh, we will use the and that specific heat for water, because we are using water inside the copper tube. Okay, we come to the calculative part. So here we will just use the concept of energy conservation. So here in this rod we can see that all the heat which the rod gains by the steam is goes into water, that is moving inside the spiral of the copper tube, because the whole system is thermally insulated, so no heat is coming out from the system, and that's why all the heat is going inside the water, passing through the copper tube. So that's why all the heat is getting trapped inside water. Now, uh, when the equilibrium is reached in this experiment, then we just starts our stopwatch, and we will measure at a time, and for that time t we will collect all the water that comes out from the T4 terminal of the water that we are pouring inside the copper tube. All the water that comes out we collect in a beaker, and in that we measure the how much heat is gained by that water. So how we will measure how much heat is gained by the water? We will use the formula, delta Q is equal to ms delta T, and here delta T will be that the temperature difference of the temperature of the water, that the water is entering inside the tube and coming out from the tube, and here m is the mass of the total water collected inside a beaker. So from this formula, delta Q is equal to ms delta T, we will get uh, how much heat energy is absorbed by the water, and uh, then we will measure will all the values of T1 and T2, what temperature T1 thermometer and T2 thermometer is showing. This will give the idea how much heat current was flowing, because we know that the formula of heat current is uh, K dt by dx, where dt is the temperature difference and dx is the length of the rod. And between these two thermometers, T1 and T2, as mentioned in figure, the length between these two thermometers is delta x. So from here we will calculate the heat current, which is K into dt by dx. dt is the temperature difference which is shown on the two thermometers, and dx here is x, because the difference between the length between two thermometers is x. So here is the heat current, and as we have taken the time period t, in the time period t, so we will multiply this heat current into t, then you will get amount of heat flowed from in this time interval, as similar to the electric current, where we use that current into time is equal to charge flow. Use that similar to that, heat current into time, the heat flow. So if you will equate this equation, uh, that heat current into T, it means the total heat energy passed in the time T, which is equal to the heat absorbed by the water, which is ms delta T. From this equation we can calculate the value of K, which is uh, thermal conductivity of metal. So yeah, we got the thermal conductivity of metal, because we know that the temperature difference theta, del T, it means the temperature difference between T1 and T2, and we know the amount of heat energy absorbed by water. So finally we got the thermal conductivity of metal. In this way we are ending this video, but before that, just please ensure to like our video, because our motto is to just give you a new piece of information every day, uh, and just like the video, and if you are from Quora, just upvote my post and follow me on Quora, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you and have a nice day.